Since World at War, we've been given these special rounds in our COD Zombies experience. Do you remember the first time you heard this? This was the first of many special rounds, and I want to go through all of them in this video. I'm Ornery, and today we're taking a look at the entire history of special rounds in Call of Duty Zombies. Basically, any dedicated round that is reoccurring throughout a Zombies map is eligible here. Also, only Treyarch Zombies. Go ahead and comment your favorite and least favorite special rounds as we get started. The Hellhounds have been reoccurring throughout the Zombies franchise and are the most common special round zombie. First appeared on Shinonuma and several maps after that. The World at War Hellhounds were much more difficult than the ones in the later games. They just seemed more agile and attacked way faster, it felt like. I don't know, maybe I was just a dumb idiot baby who didn't know how to play the game, but 5th grader me definitely struggled on every dog round. Once you beat the dog round, you were always given a max ammo, which changed the meta for zombies forever. Under ease, on the later rounds, they would actually be worked into the rounds alongside the traditional zombies, which was kind of cool as well. And we've seen a lot of variations of the Hellhounds later on, which would be an entire video of its own if I really wanted to. All I gotta say is the Plague Hounds on Die Machine, for example, were just way better than the Hellhounds. Here's one that in theory actually is a guaranteed free round as long as you don't unalive yourself. Once the special round begins, on the map 5, the Pentagon Thief will begin to chase you. If you're playing co-op, only the player he is actively trying to steal from can see him. What is he stealing, you might ask? Well, whatever gun you have equipped could be gone forever if you let him catch you. The other players only see a series of numbers where he actually is, which was actually pretty freaky when you're playing it for the first time because he also makes these really weird and menacing noises. Even if he gets your gun, you can still kill him before he gets away with it, and you'll still get your gun back alongside a max ammo and a fire sale. However, if he doesn't touch a single person's gun before you kill him, you'll get the max ammo, keep your guns, but instead of a fire sale, you'll get a bonfire sale. Bonfire sale immediately links the teleporters to Pack-a-Punch and also makes a Pack-a-Punch only 1,000, which is a massive discount. After this discovery, it quickly became a priority to coordinate the player being chased to run around in circles while everyone else shoots at the invisible shroud of numbers to take him out. On to Ascension, where we got the Space Monkey rounds. Similarly to the Pentagon Thief, these monkeys really weren't out to kill you, but more so steal from you. Instead of a weapon this time, it was your perks. The way they would do this was by attacking the machine itself. Anyways, if you let them attack the machines long enough, you would lose your perk, which was really annoying. On the other hand, if you manage to fend them off and don't touch a single machine, you'll get a traditional max ammo like they always drop, but also a free perk. This is also where the first free perk was added into Zombies, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, people say Ascension is a super easy map to play, and I do agree with that. These monkeys are the only thing to make it slightly difficult because fending off each perk can just be a total pain, especially if you're playing solo. If you're playing with friends, it's much easier since everyone can like dedicate themselves to a single perk machine and kind of set up. You can even not open certain doors to guarantee that they can't even get to that perk in the first place. Found on Die Rise, the jumping jacks were the same as the Nova 6 crawlers, but they jump around and were made way more mobile. They could corner you kind of easily, which is annoying, but as long as you can shoot them, despite them moving around, they didn't have a lot of health and weren't really difficult by any means. Dropping a max ammo like all the others so far, they also carried a similar trait that the Space Monkeys had. If you had 100% accuracy in that round against the jumping jacks, you were given a free perk. 100% accuracy sounds hard, but there are some ways around this that were really easy. The most notable is getting the Galvanuckles or the Bowie knife and just meleeing them. Even if you miss with the melee, it doesn't count against this challenge, which is nice. On the other hand, since this map has the trample steam, you can put this in front of you and let it do all the work. This is probably the easiest way to get a free perk in Zombies when it comes to these kinds of rounds. You're pretty much never gonna miss the free perk when you're using this strategy, especially if you also have the Galvanuckles in case you need to get bailed out. Moving on to Black Ops 3, we have the Shadows of Evil. Our special round starts with the Parasites, which are essentially flying bugs that shoot you with their bug sauce. Honestly, really easy to kill. Their HP is super low. The only thing that's difficult is that they're moving and flying. But then there's the Meatballs that spawn alongside the Parasites in the special rounds to come. It's just a meatball of death that runs up to you and explodes. Nothing really else going on here. Kind of like the Hellhounds, it's essentially a free max ammo every time because of how easy they are. I will say the Parasites being able to shoot you is kind of annoying, but definitely manageable. On a side note, this is one of my least favorite rounds because both of these have a chance of dropping Xenomatter for the Apothecant Servant. Never seemed want to drop it before round 30, so that was always frustrating. This special round will get modified in a later map that we'll talk about here in just a minute. On to Zetsubo, where the spiders took our special round spot. Another pretty simple round. They were just kind of there and could also shoot you with more bug sauce. However, I think it's the non-damaging effects that you have to worry about here. They can cover several items in cobwebs like perks and gobblegum machines, but one other trick up their sleeve is completely walling off a walkway with webs you cannot pass until you cut it down. This can make for some unexpected dead ends that will carry on until you cut them down, meaning you can be running a train in the next round with a horde of zombies and find yourself cornered out of nowhere. I will say the KT4 and explosives can destroy these immediately, so that helps, but you can still find yourself in bad and unexpected situations. Another cool aspect about the spiders is that they can also drop the spider bait, which allows you to control a spider instead of your player for a period of time, which is just wild. Gorod Krovery brought us the Valkyrie Drones, which are some of the most annoying special rounds we've ever seen. On an already very difficult map, these rounds were just a chore and required some precision and patience that I just did not have. Moved around pretty quickly, shot projectiles, and there were a ton of them. A weird thing about the drones is that they didn't spawn in until round 10, and they wouldn't come back until like every 8 or so rounds after that, which is just a much longer time than the other special rounds we're talking about here. And to make matters worse, these would also be integrated into the normal rounds alongside the zombies, which was also very annoying. Somewhat similar to the Shadow special round, on Revelations, the first iteration begins with the parasites, only this time there are like 3 to 4 times as many. I'm not joking, Shadows felt like it wasn't even close to the amount that Revelations had the first time you encountered them. Anyways, later down the line, on your next special round, the Furies would spawn in instead of the Meatballs, which are just all around better than the Meatballs as far as like how likely they are to kill you. And then after that, on top of the Furies and the parasites, we now had the Keepers to give us yet another thing to worry about. This gave us one of the most chaotic special rounds in all of zombies, especially on those later rounds. Just a lot going on here. Now, this is on a map where you can wield the Thunder Gun and the Apothecary Servant upgraded, which is obviously going to make this a lot easier. But if this special round existed on just about any other map, it would be much, much more difficult. Black Ops 4's 9 starts its first special round with the Tigers, which you guessed it, are pretty much just a copy-paste of the Hellhounds. If someone wants to correct me on that, please feel free, but to me, they've always just felt the exact same. But then the next special round, we have the Marauders. Then the next special round after that, we have the Destroyers. These are basically just weaker Panzers, the Destroyers being a little bit better and having armor. Just a giant Coliseum champion that can take a lot of damage. Destroyers also have an axe that they can throw at a player, which is very annoying. If you have the wrong gun, I mean, it is going to take forever to kill them. And on the later rounds, if you're playing solos, I'm pretty sure it's just a random amount of each enemy. There's no like set in stone like spawn rate, or it's just like completely random, so there's nice little like switch up. So it's nice seeing some variety with this special round without being too much like it is in Revelations. Moving to Cold War, we have the Assault Wave rounds, which are probably the most unique special round in all of zombies. Basically turning your game into a tower defense game, you have auto turrets to set up to defend your base from being overrun with zombies. Since this is Cold War and the Ray K exists on this map, it is a very simple and straightforward round. It's kind of just like any other round, but they all spawn in the same place and there is like somewhat of an objective. Also, on top of a max ammo, you're given a Carpenter, which is kind of random. Another really cool thing is that once you reach round 30 or later, there's a chance that Orda can spawn in, and that's this crazy boss fight that is not easy by any means. On top of this, Orda will come back every 10 rounds, so it's kind of like a reoccurring thing to keep you on your toes. Since all your guns are upgraded all the way, it's really not that difficult, but to begin with, it can catch you off guard for sure. I think this could be a fun separate zombies game mode where you upgrade your turrets and have other weapons to build to destroy the hordes. Maybe this could spawn its own like Dead Ops arcade spin-off. I think that'd be really cool. Just a thought. Closing this list, on Marauder Toten, the Tormentors take our special round spot. These are very fast zombies that only damage you by getting extremely close, and on top of this are very weak when it comes to HP. They do explode after you kill them, so that's something you kind of have to be careful about, but just like everything else in Cold War zombies, these are very easy. I don't know why they decided to take this route of it being really simple, because I kid you not, these take like just a couple bullets before they die. Since you also have a ton of HP, I mean, you're just not going down to these things. It's not fun whatsoever. But that's the entire history of special rounds in Call of Duty Zombies. If you think there was something that should have been on this list, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. If you want to check out the entire history of Wonder Weapons, go ahead and click on screen. Join my Discord if you're feeling crazy. And if you liked, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And thank you so much for watching.